Hey everyone, it's Michael Kikle. I hope you're doing well today, and I have a review here for a 2011 kids' Christmas movie that I've been excited to see since I found a copy this year because people have raved about this movie for ages, and I have to throw my little hot take out there in this review because I finally got a chance to watch it now that I'm watching a lot of Christmas specials and movies that I've had on my shelves that I've bought over the years. I just haven't gotten to. The whole goal of 2024, like many of you know if you've seen other videos I've been making recently, was to get a bunch of reviews out of backlog stuff that I've never seen, that I've owned forever, and this is one of those, even though I just bought it like 6 months ago. Anyway, that film stars James McAvoy and Hugh Laurie in Arthur Christmas. Now, I was looking forward to this. I love CGI animated movies, I love kids films a lot of the time, and I love Christmas. My wife and I just started decorating the last couple of days. She did a lot of stuff yesterday while I was at work, so it was pretty cool. But Arthur Christmas was a film that I was really looking forward to, like I said, about two brothers who are the sons of Santa Claus. And Santa is, the mythology of Santa in this movie is that he becomes old, he retires, he drops the job off to his son, right? And this Santa's pretty close to retirement age. This may very well be the year. And his operations have completely changed, by the way. It's not just reindeer pulling a sleigh and Santa's in it delivering presents. The film actually starts off in a very sci-fi way where the older brother, played by Hugh Laurie, named Steve right here, who's very muscular and fit and competent, he has designed a spaceship, essentially. Like I said, very sci-fi. And basically the elves that work for them deliver the presents, and Santa delivers one present to somebody, anybody, a kid I assume is what they're going for. But this year, Arthur, right here, the very clumsy, goofy, selfless though, and loving to everybody son, finds out from an elf in one of the departments that even though they have all this tech and all of these advantages with the spaceship travel and how fast they can deliver these 2 billion presents or whatever, based on what his older brother has created to make Santa's job a little bit easier, there was one child who was missed out on that we saw in the very beginning of the movie, who just wanted a bicycle. And that bike was discovered by this little elf here that I cannot remember the name of to save my life, but that was probably the best character in the film, and I laughed a lot, despite it being a very weird elf with like an eyebrow piercing and a mohawk. Still fun though, I had a good time with that character. Arthur finds out from her, and so does the rest of Santa Claus team, that this little girl's bicycle did not get delivered to her, and Arthur, being the selfless person that he is, decides to go on this crazy adventure with his grandpa, which by the way is called Grand Santa, which made me laugh a lot, who's like not wanting to give up the job ever, even though he's been out of the job for many years at this point. Grand Santa and Arthur and Grand Santa's weird reindeer pet and the little elf I talked about who works in the wrapping department go on a trip to get this little girl her bicycle. And the older brother, Steve, had told Arthur, hey, there's not enough time to get it to her. You're just going to have to accept that. But James McAvoy's lovable character, Arthur, decides, no, we're going to do it anyway and try. We're going to at least make the effort. And he goes on this struggle, this big adventure, and eventually gets there by many mishaps and many, many crazy things that happen on this adventure, whether it be GPS breaking down when they have it, whether it be the maps not being correct, or them not being able to read maps for that matter. There's a lot of problems that come up, and it's kind of, to me, this is where the hot take comes in, you ready? To me, it's kind of a boring movie. To me, it's kind of a repetitive movie. But not only that, I feel like by the end of it, the bullshit lesson that it gives to kids, after all the things that Steve, who was in line to be the next Santa Claus, after all of the things that he got right and Arthur does wrong constantly with how clumsy he is, the ending of the movie to me is obnoxious. I find it very infuriating, and I was pissed off when I finished the movie over a fucking kid's Christmas movie. I couldn't believe that, but I was. The animation itself is very smooth, very nice for the most part. Not the most impressive. It's not like a Toy Story level, even though that was way before this movie, like 15, 20 years before that movie, or this movie. But I wanted to love it more. I just don't. McAvoy's trying, Hugh Laurie I think is trying too. They don't really have a ton to work with in their characters' writing. But again, that little elf kind of saved the movie. The humor was really there for her. Grand Santa and his weird old reindeer kind of get on my nerves. The real Santa Claus, Steve and Arthur's dad, really gets on my nerves with how stupid and incompetent he is in every scene. But his wife, Mrs. Claus, is super sweet. I really love her on the movie. Whatever the actress was that played her did a phenomenal job for the few lines she had to speak, by the way. But the movie itself, being a Christmas adventure CGI kids movie, kids are going to love it, I think. It's got a lot of cool stuff there. I don't think I would have liked this as much as a kid, but maybe I would have. I also liked the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and Turbo Power Rangers movies, so Jesus. Anyway, Arthur Christmas is kind of not good, in my opinion. I think the ending of it is one of those insulting things like the original Happy Feet, which was some bullshit there too with the message they had. This is a bullshit message too, in my opinion, that I think is unrealistic. And you could say, well, it's a kid's movie. I understand that, but there are people out there saying this is the best Christmas movie ever. People out there, and that's fine, by the way, if you feel that way. That's okay. But I would say that you probably haven't seen like Christmas Vacation before, or Home Alone before, or Jingle All the Way before, which I think all three of those are just brilliant classics. Both the first two versions of not Jim Carrey, of The Grinch, one of those being Jim Carrey, I think are a million times better than this. I don't know what people are coming from when they say that Arthur Christmas is this amazing watch. It's just not. Maybe it was better in 3D when it came out. I don't know. But I'm absolutely not in favor of this movie. I think it fucking sucks, to be honest with you. Most of the time. Not always. It's got some nice heart, especially towards one portion, like a tenth of the ending, I think is very sweet. Very sad in some ways. Very touching in some ways. But that doesn't save the movie and how repetitive and dull it can be over and over again. And that ticking time clock element, just for me, I don't think it doesn't save this movie. It doesn't make it more intense, which it's a kid's film, whatever. Like I said, it's a whatever thing because of the kind of kid's movie it is. But I didn't like this that much. I don't understand what people are talking about. I saw some low-budget Hallmark wannabe movies recently in the last week I'll review here soon that I thought were a million times better than this. But that's just me. Yeah, there was a budget behind this. Yeah, McAvoy and Laurie are always good, including some of the other, supporting cast I talked about. But Arthur Christmas, at the end of the day, to me, is a big, big missed hit in a lot of ways. A lot of people rave about this. Like I said, it had me excited to watch it. I'd waited all 6 or 7 months since I bought it to finally get a chance to see it, and I am so bummed about it. It's such a fucking letdown. If I had to rate Arthur Christmas on a 5-star basis, I'd give it like a 2 out of 5 stars. I know that seems real low, but if you watch the film and you've never seen it before, and you get to the very end of the film and see the kind of nonsense message they put in this movie, which isn't political or anything, let's be very clear about that, in case I haven't been. It's just the kind of way that they diss Steve, the older brother, and treat Arthur by the end of it is ridiculous to me. Absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, let me know what you think about it. Who was your favorite character? What did you love about it? What did you hate about it? Let me know all that down below. Thank you all for watching, guys. God bless you all. Catch you later. Merry Christmas. It's coming up very soon, and this week is Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving too. God bless you guys. Goodbye.